also being the West District, so being one of the teams that Utah needs to beat to try and qualify for nationals.
Right. And that's what's important, right? The conference doesn't mean anything at the M2 level. So, winning your games, I mean, every game is important, but making that Western regional, like you were saying, we're hosted here in Salt Lake, but that doesn't mean we've qualified. Or get the automatic qualifier. But either way, we've got hockey here in Salt Lake City.
Right.
Washington controls as they dump it in. It's Morris at the point. He has a shot. It's wide. Sola chasing after it, along with Moorhead. It's sent out of the zone. Morris chases after that for the Huskies. Big hit along the boards by Nahara. Centering pass goes right through the slot. Intended for the stick of Reed Pittman. Here come the Huskies. They dump it, and they'll chase it in. Going after the puck there will be Grant Stevens for these Huskies. A centering pass is deflected wide. They play it to the high slot. Scrambles to the point, and a shot goes behind the net. And the rebound is deflected by a defender. It's sent to the high slot, and Utah will take it over and dump and chase. Otto Chow skating in, first man down there. He centers it, a shot, he scores! Utah on the board right away, and it looks like it's going to be Endy with the goal.
And it is teddy bear toss game today, so the teddy bears come flying.
Here they come.
And of course, this is a fundraiser for that Utah Hockey puts on every year with the men's 2 and the men's 1 teams, the games. So after the goal, people are tossing their teddies out onto the ice. They'll be collected and donated to one of the local children's hospitals. Is it the university?
I think it's Primary Children's here on the hill.
Okay.
So Utah, the players, they go out and they I think they deliver them. The players do themselves. So it's a great thing.
Visit the kids in the wards.
Right. And so Mr. Teddy Bear tonight is Zeke Endy.
Zeke Endy.
Utah gets that all-important first goal.
Yes, absolutely.
Take a lead as Strand sends that out of play from Washington. Washington wearing their road black jerseys with purple accents and gold numbering and lettering. To Pac-12 schools, although Pac-12 is not a hockey conference.
Right, which surprises me that Pac-12 hasn't adopted hockey. But
right, as there's only actually one team that technically could be in the Pac-12 for hockey, and it's Arizona State, but hopefully more teams like Washington, Utah, California, whatever it may be, all these schools that do have ACHA teams, they follow ASU, and everyone goes D1 someday. That'd be the dream, to be like the Big Ten Conference out east, where a lot of great hockey teams, but it'd be Millick back behind there. He tries to send it out. It does eventually skitter out of the zone, and Utah's applying some pressure, but Washington will possess the puck. It's Klink. He sends it all the way in. There's a shot and a good save.
We have a couple of new netminders in today's game. So last night it was Costa and Biller for Utah. Costa for Washington, Biller for Utah. And today it's going to be Tyler Roberts for Washington from Puyallup, Washington. And it's going to be Jamie Jurczyk from Glenville, Illinois for Utah.
Jurczyk made a nice save there. He's able to glove that one up and protect the rebound from coming loose. As there's a shot deflected off the stick of Moorhead. Washington still controls. They send it towards the goal line. They shoot, they score!
That's Smith. Smith basically skated in there unopposed. I'm not sure who missed their coverage, but he got that pass from behind the goal line, and he just took a step and just slid it in there. That looked like a 5-hole. He kept it low, and Washington ties it up. 17-35 in the first period. We're going to have another high-scoring game, I think.
We might. That's a big answer there from Washington. You really do want to get that answering goal on the road, and they do so. And we're all even at 1. We haven't even played 3 minutes in this contest.
Right. That happened last night, where we'd have goals scored within the first 2 minutes of the period.
There's the replay. 5-hole
first
there.
minute. Sorry, first minute of the period. Yep.
5-hole on Jurczyk,
and there goes the net. It's like somebody crashed into it.
And
And we know that this Washington team can score. I think I briefly mentioned last night, but their lead scorer is Michael Shippey, number 7. He has 24 goals, 21 assists. He's got 45 points, and that was coming into last night. I think last night, I was just trying to look it up. I think last night he had a goal and assist, so that adds a couple more. But, you know, they've really got some firepower. Aaron Morris, the captain of the team. Oh, sorry, not the captain of the team. The younger brother, or not younger brother, Aaron Morris is the captain of the team. His brother is Darren Morris. Aaron Morris, captain of the team, he has 15 goals, 19 assists for 35 points. And right under them is Logan Maloney with 16, 15, and 31 points. So high scoring.
Good players over.
Yeah, players on this Washington team.
And like we mentioned, the Pac-8 championships are going to be up in Seattle, so that'll be Washington who's hosting those this season. A lot of good history of the Pac-8 championships. There was a long period of time where those championships were held in Lake Tahoe. Scenic area to have a hockey tournament for sure, but puck goes into the Utah zone once again. It's taken over by Captain Antonio Najera. He'll skate it across the red line, dumps it in. It'll be Asola chasing after it there for the Utes with Morris on his back. Tries to backhand it to Najera. Puck rolls around there to the point. It's Jack Umina. Sent a shot to the stick of Asola, who tried to tip it, but it's kept in by Utah. Until Washington takes it over immediately thereafter. Stick save by Jurgic. And it'll be Najera once again across the logo, skates it in, a shot. It's
nice
wide.
Shot.
And looked like the goaltender couldn't find it there for a second, but Washington controls.
It's kind of interesting. The two teams that won, the host of the Pac-8 championships and the host of the West District championships are playing on the ice right now.
Right. And obviously, these two squads are in the running for that West District
Both of
championship.
Those, right. I'd love to see them play again.
Yeah, it'd be a good matchup. And I'm sure Utah, you know, a team that has had a pretty encouraging start to the season. A wraparound shot, good save by Jurgic. And, you know, Utah team that they probably think that they are the better team here. I mean, obviously they're ranked higher, but, you know, Washington coming on road ice. I mean, look, that's an impressive win. You have a flight delayed for 6 hours. You got to sit on the plane. You get here late. You got to play hockey at 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night, and you get the win. And that's a big win for the Huskies, and Utah wants to avenge that.
Yeah, they did not play like that was a travel day. They did not play like they looked like they'd been on a travel day. So kudos to them.
Yeah, good play for the Huskies to come out guns blazing and you know, put 7 goals in the net. But also encouraging performance by Utah, scoring 5. But Chow at the goal line sends a pass to the slot. Milik has it. It's going around a pad save, and it's still loose. And looks like it'll be Maloney taking it over for Washington.
It looked like there was 3 Utah players standing in the crease swatting at that puck.
And Washington gets called for icing.
The Washington coach is not happy about that. That looks like that is assistant coach Phil Higgins, who I met yesterday to ask for some name pronunciations. We want to welcome our Husky listeners, or watchers, as well as our Utes watchers.
Yeah, if you're tuning in from Seattle, welcome. If you're tuning in from wherever, welcome.
Yeah, wherever. We've got people tuning in from all over the place, I believe.
And here comes Chow. Taken away by Washington, 3-on-2 if they hurry. They skate it in. A shot, they score! And ends up finding the back of the net, and that's going to be a goal for number 7.
Dangerous Michael Shippey.
Shippey with the goal for the Huskies, and they grab the lead very quickly. We've played just over 5 minutes, and there's been 3 goals.
5 minutes of game completely played, and 3 goals. So I think, again, Utah really has to watch, be careful and not let their defense break down, because Washington's clearly going to take advantage of any little mistakes they make. And again, Shippey looked pretty much unopposed. I don't think anybody was checking him.
And Washington will take it over here. They dump it in. And it'll be Moorhead for Utah. Fene with the puck. Skates it in. Has a shot. It's deflected wide.
This Washington team looks very tight, like very disciplined. You know, very well drilled.
Shippey once again takes the puck across the red line. Makes a nice move, but gets it in deep.
Whoa!
Shippey once again, puck on the goal line, backhand pass. There's a shot, and it's deflected wide. Washington still maintaining in the Utah zone until it's taken away by O'Shea. O'Shea tries to skate it out. Nice poke check from the stick there of a Husky. There's a shot, and it's gloved up by Jurgic.
Yeah, a little bit of a tangle up there. O'Shea and another Utah player got kind of tangled up and went down, which created an opening for that shot by Washington.
And here's a replay of that last goal. Ends up finding that top corner.
Now I take it back. He was not unopposed. Just the defender was just lagged a little bit on the defense. He got caught a little behind him.
And Washington takes that lead. That early Utah lead erased.
Here comes Tretiak.
As Tretiak gets it in deep, but it's sent all the way back out the opposite way. Umina at center ice. Tretiak, Umina. Puck sent to Sheridan, kind of to no man's land. 2-on-1 here for Washington. They skate it in. One-time pass. They shoot. They score! Washington takes a 2-goal lead. And it looks like it's going to be Grant Stevens.
Not much Georgia could do about that. He's split between two guys. Last defender got beat, and it looked like that was that Dudley that came down with him with the assist?
I believe so, yeah. That's what it looks like, number 56.
Dudley on the left, and Stevens on the right, and poor Jurgic caught in the middle.
Yeah, and that pass that goes to no man's land comes into bites Utah in the backside there. Sent all the way across the zone to nobody, and Washington's able to pick that up and pick up the odd man rush opportunity. And the Huskies now grab a 3-goal lead.
3-goal lead, and we haven't even gotten halfway through the first period again.
And 5 goals scored. That puck is deflected up and out of play, and the Huskies playing with a lot of discipline, as Anita said. You could tell early on. I mean, that's a play, a 2-on-1. You got to score on that every time, and if you're a disciplined team, you do that. They did it there. Looked very good doing it too. And they capitalized on the Utah mistake, as Anita also mentioned earlier on in the game. This is a Washington team that if you make a mistake, they're going to make you pay. You see it right there, and Utah has dug themselves a deep hole to start out this contest and making a series split harder to earn for themselves. Here comes Nahara across the blue line. Stick handles. Drops it back to Isola. Point to point, Solchevsky. A shot deflected, and it's a good pad save. Utah just keeps it in. Nice little play there by Carpenter. Fighting for the puck there with him is Aaron Morris, the captain of this Washington team. And now it'll be Umina over to Carpenter. The pass is off the mark. Morris takes it over again. He dumps it in. Chasing after it there are the Huskies.
I believe that's Prigodic.
Prigodic there.
Number 16.
16, it's now Nahara. He stick handles it. He's the captain of the Utah team. Bad pass kept in there by Washington, so it deflected around and it got out. Nahara dumps it in, and Utah will do a full change.
Oh, I think we were premature in the score. It was only 3-1. I think the scoreboard, for some reason, because you and I looked up and went 4-1. Okay, but it's 3-1. Apologize for that.
4-1 and 3-1. Yeah, so it did say 4-1 at one point, but we got it fixed. 3-1 Washington.
Now fixed, correct.
O'Shea at the point, delayed penalty.
Delayed penalty,
Washington.
so Jurgic heads to the bench.
And it'll be Utah's first power play. It'll be a hooking call against the Huskies. Going to the box will be number 73, Morgan Campbell, Monroe, Washington native.
Yeah, I think, again, another key for Utah as well. They really just need to get those passes tape to tape. They're really struggling to put together plays. This is what happened last night. This is what happened last night. And then as if this game starts running away, then the other thing they got to be careful about is not losing their heads. I had a nice interview with Antonio Nahara for the WCHL podcast, which just got published recently, and he was talking about this team being emotional. Like, one of the keys for them is to not let their emotions get away from them. Now, of course, D2 is typically younger players,
right,
a little bit less experienced. Having the veterans like Antonio Nahara, Jovi Milik, Zach Monaco really helps because they're kind of senior members. They've actually played at the D1 level.
Right, M1 level. They've played there, and they have that expertise and that experience.
And they've really helped settle this team down. The emotional aspect was a big problem last year. It was much bigger, much more of an influence to the negative last year. This year, I don't see that quite as much. But again, we need them to, keep their heads and not lose their tempers.
There's a shot off the draw. Rebound, good save by Roberts from Washington.
1:28 left in the penalty against Washington.
So Utah did a good job setting up on that last sequence, but they lose the puck. Here comes Ali across the blue line, makes a nice move, but Umina takes it away. Utah has not man rush the other way. Here comes Umina, skates around a man, winds up a shot blocker save. Rebound is deflected out of the zone.
That was a nice little run by Jack Umina there.
Fuller loose there for Washington, getting rid of that puck and dumping it into the Utah zone where Washington was controlling there. It's Stevens who dumps it in.
57 seconds left in the Utah power play.
Plenty of time for another rush. Here they come. Utah's changed some of their lines.
Whoa!
And
no whistle, even though it looks like Milik got tripped.
And puck's bouncing around. Washington just dumps it in as they get possession.
And it looks like, boy, Washington, no kidding, Washington is just swarming Utah, outshooting Utah right now. 12 shots on goal to 3.
Really laying it on for the Utes. 25 to go on the power play for Utah as Washington controls. They get it out. Umina across the zone. Here they come. Pittman with it. Stick handles into the corner. He's pinned up along the boards by Morris. Pittman makes a nice move, and there's a poke check made by a Husky, and they send it the full length.
That's probably going to do it.
And that might just do it. 5 seconds to go on the power play for the Utes. And out of the box comes Campbell. Pittman skates it in across the blue line. Gets it in deep. Williams after it there for Washington.
Ooh, Sola intercepts.
And no one home in the slot to tuck that away. He was looking for Worth, but it wasn't quite there. So Shea, puck bounced over a stick. Risky mistake there in their own zone. As
another
here come
turnover.
The Huskies again, but a couple of Utes shut it down. It'll be Washington again. It's Ship.
That's Rimmer in, carrying across the blue line.
Puck's in deep.
It's still back there.
And Washington controls. They have a shot. They score. It goes in 5-hole. And Michael Shippey once again on the score sheet for the Huskies.
So second goal for Shippey. And let me see. Is that second goal?
And now it is 4-1. Washington leads by 3, and Utah scored their first goal, and it looks like there'll be a timeout call by Utah. But here you can see it again. It just barely squirts in 5-hole there.
I think Jurgic wasn't sure if he was coming around the right side or the left side. He was a little bit of a hesitation, and then, and then he watched Shippey, and then he just couldn't close the pads quick enough.
And yeah, you see the replay there, and Utah calling a timeout to try and stop this onslaught of momentum here from the Washington Huskies.
Rare timeout called early in the game in the first period.
Yeah, they're really calling this early.
Those of you who know hockey know there's only one timeout per game, so Utah's used theirs up.
Right. And I think it's a smart call. I think you make this call because obviously Washington's got the juices flowing right now. Utah did get the first goal. They did lead this game for a small portion of it. And so you
Zeke Endy getting that first goal.
Right, and so you really want to get the train back on the tracks here.
Yep. I think one thing that strikes me, I think Utah starts to need to physically tie up Washington to slow them down and break up those plays. They just need to get in there and start, using a physical game and knocking Washington a little bit more off balance. Because right now, Washington's pretty much dictating everything on the ice.
They're dominating, and I think one thing, like you mentioned too, Anita, is that those passes have been off the mark, and it has bit them. It really has. There's been a couple of plays where a pass goes to no man's land, and all of a sudden Washington's got an odd man rush the other way. So the Huskies firing on all cylinders to start this game in Salt Lake City. Utah took an early lead, and they had a problem with that. And they really have laid it on ever since, as Utah's got an uphill battle to get back in this game. But good thing for the Utes is there is plenty of time, 2 full periods and 8 minutes left in this first period, to get at least one of those goals back. I think it's important you get one by the end of this period. It brings you within 2, and then you got 40 minutes to get 2 more goals, and assuming you're able to keep Washington off the board. But I think at the break in a couple minutes here, it's going to be Coach Fornelius trying to get his guys back up and kind of light a fire underneath them to
and instill that confidence to trust the system.
Absolutely,
trust the system.
Buy in now, and you know what? Trust what's going on here. We're a good team. We know we're a good team. I mean,
absolutely.
Earlier on in the season, California came in here and you played a great series against a very talented California team. So you got the talent and the skill. Buy in. It's Washington again. There's a shot. It goes wide.
Yeah, it's Arzumanov.
As Utah's able to get it out. Here they come the other way.
Breakaways.
Here they come. Looks like it's Milik. He tries to get a shot on goal,
from him.
And it does get away from him. Good chance nonetheless. A shot in front
right there.
By Endy. Tips the puck.
That was a fast whistle.
Shovels it forward, and there's a hooking penalty.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like it's going to be against Washington.
Looks like Luigi. He's laughing.
Yeah, he is laughing about it.
I don't think he agrees with that one. Is indeed Josh Luigi.
Seattle native, hometown kid.
So let's see if Utah can capitalize on the power play. I don't think they were able to score a power play goal last night. Let me look up and see.
Second power play of the game for the Utes. And now it'll be Utah coming back the other way. Umina is poke-checked away, and Washington's able to dump it right back down.
So Utah was able to make one power play goal yesterday. That was Zach Monaco. But they had multiple chances, and they need to capitalize on every single one they can get here today.
They are 0 for 1 so far on the power play this evening. Washington dumps it up, and it goes out of play.
Look out, everybody. Heads up.
Face-off will come back into the Washington zone.
So it's interesting. I'm looking here at Tyler Roberts, the goalie today. He's got some pretty good save percentages. He's had 360 minutes played. He's at .876, so he actually leads the Washington goalies. Although he isn't there. He's kind of splitting, I guess, with Costa, who played last night. So their minutes are pretty close. But .876, that's pretty good.
Now it's Milic behind the net. Umina at the point. Sends it over to Endy, who winds up a shot and a good save by goaltender Tyler Roberts.
Roberts actually dropped the puck, and the whistle, he blew the whistle
whistle came right away.
Before the puck even hit the ice, and there's really fast whistles. Last night the whistles came a little bit slower, about what you'd expect, because they literally would wait to make sure the goalie had control. Like if he was juggling, they would hold the whistle.
And some officials like to blow it quicker than others, but officiating staff does differ night in and night out.
Right. I was just surprised because I could see that Roberts actually dropped the puck.
It's a shot in front. It's blocked by a Husky. Pittman winds up.
Nice.
It's deflected. It's still loose, and it goes wide and behind the net. It's Isola.
This is the kind of thing Utah needs to keep doing. Get 2 or 3 chances, 2 or 3 shots on goal in one go.
45 remaining on the power play. It's Isola in the high slot. Stick handling. Moorhead, one-time shot. It's gloved up by Roberts right away.
.34 seconds left in the power play for Utah.
Pittman taking the draw here for Utah. And he wins it off the tie-up. There's a player from Washington hitting the boards pretty hard there.
It's like that's Aaron Morris going down pretty hard.
Utah once again, 18 seconds, one last rush on this power play. It's Solo who kicks it forward. O'Shea, he's tripped there.
Whoa, he goes flying and no whistle.
No whistle, maybe incidental contact, but either way, tripped up.
And here comes Luigi about to come out of the box.
And yeah, he gets ready and out he goes.
Straight to the bench.
And Utah will reset from their own zone. Yet to find the back of the net since that first goal. 4 unanswered for Washington. Here comes Worth in the high slot. Stick handles out, and he'll reset smartly. Very smart play to see that it's not there and reset. Get off the ice and make a change.
Oh, Solo goes down in a
And
heap.
a delayed penalty.
Yeah, he got hauled down.
And Utah will once again go to the power play. It's Pittman at center ice. He's hit off the puck there. And it hits the glass as the whistle finally blows. Penalty against the Huskies. It's interference.
Yeah, Williams and Osola were both racing for the puck, and Osola just got hauled down, and the puck was nowhere near Williams. So not surprised he got an interference call. He's going to sit for 2 minutes.
So Utah gets another chance. They really need to capitalize on this.
Yeah, they really do.
They've not been good on the power play tonight so far. Nice pass to the goal line to Endy, who has a shot. It's blocked. Endy stick handles, has a shot, and it's deflected up and out of play.
Looks like Nahara was trying to get a stick on it for a deflection, but went the wrong way. Went up instead of over.
Chow will take the draw for Utah, but it's won by the Huskies. Luigi sends it around the boards. Milik able to pick it up. Endy. Stick handles back down low to Jovi Milik. Jovi once again with the puck. Stick handles. Fires a shot, and it's deflected up and out of play.
A minute 28 left in the power play for Utah. Seeing some kind of maybe some different lines. Head coach Fernandez is working with some different lines and seeing some different names paired up together. I don't think I've seen Sheridan didn't play yesterday, nor did Tretiak. So they're out on the ice today.
Now it's Milik once again. He's along the boards. Stick handles, nice backhand pass to Endy, a little bit off the mark. And therefore Washington's able to clear. About a minute to go on their power play, or on Utah's power play rather. So they've had plenty of chances for this first period on the power play, but not able to convert. It's Nahara. Spins back. Umina at the point, stick handles. Umina once again plays catch with Endy. Sends it over to Chow. Chow on the boards. It'll go right back over to Umina. 35 on the power play. He sends it to the slot.
Oh,
it's
nice
deflected in front. It's still loose, and a good couple of saves by Roberts.
Boy, Jovi Milik and looks like, is that Carpenter? We're right there.
Georgie tries to
for the deflection.
Pass it out right away. He does so. It's Chow. Skates it in, drops it off for Umina. Skates with it in, makes a nice move, but goes into a triple team, and Washington takes it over. They have an odd bad rush if they hurry. They're on the shorthanded side. They bring it in, get it in deep, but the Utah defense prevails. Now it's Utah the opposite way. Milik again with the puck, skates it across the line. A shot gloved up by Roberts.
Yeah, Milik, that was a good attempt. He had room to shoot, and I think he made a smart choice going glove side, but Roberts had it all the way. And there goes another power play opportunity.
Mudd will take the draw here for Utah. It's won by the Huskies. They try and send it out. O'Shea sends it back the opposite way. Fene Over to Mudd, centering pass off the mark. Puck played back and forth. Washington able to get it out. O'Shea, a nice pin up along the boards there. Final 2 minutes of the first period, where 5 goals have been scored, and there were 3 in the first 3 minutes of the game.
Right. Gotta slow down a little bit.
O'Shea, tape-to-tape pass.
Oh, trying to get it out to Fenney. Got knocked out of the air by Clank.
Here they come.
Here
It's
comes
Mudd
Mudd.
across the blue line. A shot, and it's deflected up and out of play. Utah, lots of power plays in the first period, but not able to come through. Face-off won by Utah. They have a shot immediately. It's a save by Roberts. Washington trying to get it out. Olszewski sends it down low. Taken over by the Huskies. Williams able to shake off Nahara, and he dumps it all the way out. Utah plays it off the boards. Nahara chases it. Williams going after it for Washington. Nahara pushes him off the puck, but he's able to get a pass over to Strand, who sends it all the way out, and Olszewski will take over. 45 to go in the first. Olszewski spins around, passes to Asola, who passes off the mark. Utah able to win the 50-50 puck, though, and then it's taken away immediately by Washington. It's Morris who winds up a shot. Good save, Jurgic.
No, we have a new goalie, and that's Biller.
Or Biller.
I don't know when Jurgic came out, but
Morris winds up a shot, and a good save by Biller.
they did that to me last night. They switched goalies. Ooh, Biller's got to be careful about that.
Yeah, he does. He's got to be really careful about that. I'm actually surprised he didn't get.
I don't think they saw it. So
he whacked a stick almost to a head of a Husky there.
Well, Smith came in late. So Smith came in and skated right into him, right into his crease late, and Biller did not like that. But yeah, he's got to really watch that.
Man, if he made contact,
oof.
It doesn't matter.
We'd be switching goalies again.
Oh yeah, he would probably be sitting for a couple games as well.
So this is the thing we got to watch out for, is this frustration, like boiling over into doing dumb stuff like that.
Right, and it's all too many times watching these games, you see it happen as Washington tries to wind up for a shot late here in the first period. The puck's still loose. It's not.
Wow, the puck is still loose.
And that'll end the first period. Biller.
You didn't see that. Biller just kicked at one of the.
Right.
Same Smith, at Smith again. So something's going on with him and Smith.
Right, and it's a slash. They're going to call him for a slash. It'll be goaltender Biller having a 2-minute penalty at the beginning of the second period.
He'll probably stay in the crease and somebody else have to serve for him, since it's only a 2-minute minor.
Right,
That's what I'm gonna guess.
That's typically what happens when goaltenders get penalties, is that they'll have someone serve the penalty for them, but the referees are explaining the situation there to Jovi Milik and the captain there for Washington, number 10, Aaron Morris. They're having a little bit of a conversation here at the end of the first period, but after an encouraging start from Utah, where they scored the first goal of the contest, Washington, firing on all cylinders, scored 4 in a row, 4 unanswered. It looks like there's going to be actually offsetting penalties.
Yes, so Smith is going to go in too. So it looks like the second time in there, he shoved his stick in Biller's face. That's kind of the impression I was getting. He's like whacking away, not aiming actually for the ice, but maybe well, Biller's down on all fours, right? Whacking at him. So
that will be the penalty situation. When we come back, we'll take a quick break here for the first intermission. Thanks for watching the first period. It'll be 4-1 Washington when we start in the second period in just a few moments.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the hope
Welcome to game day fun.
anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to the party!
Of thoughtful dreams. But if you listen, you can still hear
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports.
our names, calling out our names.
Welcome to world-class research.
We'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your
Welcome to the arts.
have no trip. We are tough as nails. Come on, this is our land.
Welcome to real-world experiences.
We can go to that bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water
Welcome to new
meets the
friends.
sun. We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might fade and fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab and walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have come and gone.
Welcome to the University of Utah.
So get up and grab and walk and see.
Thanks for calling the Salt Lake Visitor Center. If you have any questions, please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Hello! I tell you what, I'm just going to put you on speaker. All right, a little about me. I'm a bit of a phenomenal skier, so I want to take my family on a vacay, which is short for vacation. Hope you don't mind the abbreviations. I'm just short of time today, so I need to sort of hurry things along. Just a few simple questions for you. They call Salt Lake Ski City, but you do ski in the mountains, right? I'm just picturing myself skiing down the sidewalk there next to the shops. Knowing my luck, I'll do one of my big flips and end up in the traffic. So I don't want that to be the case. Look, I've got to go. You're really keeping me here. Although I will say, I'm going to see your Utah Jazz play a basketball game. And I've heard there's a couple of Australians in the team. So here's my question. Are they causing you any trouble? I just had a thought. The average snowfall near Salt Lake is 500 inches. If I was to utilise all of that to build a giant snow person, would that be majestic or a bit scary? Oh, hey, listen, just quietly. I'm a big family guy. You know that, I've told you that. But after a few days with them, I'm going to need a drink. That's legal, right? I hear Utah has the youngest population of any state. So if I was to head down to one of your hot rockin' clubs or a social event, would there be a youth person in there that might be able to explain Snapchat to me? My kids just won't do it. Now, I've heard there's a bit of a Sharks versus Jets rivalry between the skiers and the snowboarders. And if I made that movie, would you watch it? Oh, when was your last Yeti sighting? Are you getting all this, by the way? I'm assuming you can rewind. The Utah state bird is a California gull. I mean, even you've got to admit that is confusing. I guess that's more of a statement than a question, but still I thought I'd bring it up. Now, your Ski City Super Pass, I take it that's part of the Marvel Universe. If I get that, will people call me the Winter Soldier Man? I really wish you could see this. All right, well, this would be costing me, so I better go. Thanks for everything. Bye.
Hi, this is Beth from the Salt Lake Visitor Center calling you back to answer your questions. First off, yes, you can absolutely drink here. We'd prefer if you ski in the mountains, and I'm happy to call you Winter Soldier.
name is Marguerite Van Komen, and I'm a snowbird ski patrolman. My dog's name is Frank. What a good boy, huh? What a good boy you are. I start every morning waking up and having breakfast with the dog, and then we finish every day having dinner together, but everything in the middle changes. We train them using their own instincts, so instead of hunt for dinner, they're hunting for humans. A lot of thought goes into choosing these dogs. Number one, they've got to be able to handle the cold. Number two, they got to be pretty hardy. And three, we're looking for very high drive dogs. The dog that is gonna chew your sofa up at home, we want that dog. The people, the mountain at Snowbird, it's just special. And everything you wanna do is here in Salt Lake. Get off the plane, grab your gear from the luggage cart, and within 30 to 45 minutes, you're up here and skiing on snow. You know, Salt Lake is super unique. We have 4 full seasons. So you can come up, ski all morning till the snow gets a little too smushy, and then you go and hit 18 at the golf course at the bottom of the mouth, and then you can go out for a wonderful dinner and see theater. It's amazing how much you can fit into your day. And not only do we have everything that you want to do, but we have great people to do it with. Everyone wants to be outdoors, happy, and go and play. Every day is different, and I love that. I love showing up to work and going, what is on the plate today? Snowbird is my family, and Salt Lake is my home, and Frank is a great part of that. My name is Marguerite Van Komen. I'm a snowbird ski patrolman, and I am Salt Lake.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the home
Welcome to Game Day Fun.
anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to the party!
Of thoughtful dreams. But if you listen, you can still hear
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports.
our names, calling out our names.
Welcome to world-class research.
We'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your
Welcome to the arts.
top, no trip. We are tough as nails. Come on, this is our land.
Welcome to Real World Experiences.
We can go to that bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water.
Welcome to new friends.
We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might faint and fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab and walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have come and gone.
Welcome to the University of Utah.
So get up and grab and walk and see.
Thanks for calling the Salt Lake Visitor Center. If you have any questions, please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Hello! I tell you what, I'm just going to put you on speaker. All right, a little about me. I'm a bit of a phenomenal skier, so I want to take my family on a vacay, which is short for vacation. Hope you don't mind the abbreviations. I'm just short of time today, so I need to sort of hurry things along. Just a few simple questions for you. They call Salt Lake Ski City, but you do ski in the mountains, right? I'm just picturing myself skiing down the sidewalk there next to the shops. Knowing my luck, I'll do one of my big flips and end up in the traffic. So I don't want that to be the case. Look, I've got to go. You're really keeping me here. Although I will say, I'm going to see your Utah Jazz play a basketball game. And I've heard there's a couple of Australians in the team. So here's my question. Are they causing you any trouble? I just had a thought. The average snowfall near Salt Lake is 500 inches. If I was to utilise all of that to build a giant snow person, would that be majestic or a bit scary? Oh, hey, listen, just quietly. I'm a big family guy. You know that, I've told you that. But after a few days with them, I'm going to need a drink. That's legal, right? I hear Utah has the youngest population of any state. So if I was to head down to one of your hot rockin' clubs or a social event, would there be a youth person in there that might be able to explain Snapchat to me? My kids just won't do it. Now, I've heard there's a bit of a Sharks versus Jets rivalry between the skiers and the snowboarders. And if I made that movie, would you watch it? Ooh, when was your last Yeti sighting? Are you getting all this, by the way? I'm assuming you can rewind. The Utah state bird is a California gull. I mean, even you've got to admit that is confusing. I guess that's more of a statement than a question, but still I thought I'd bring it up. Now, your Ski City Super Pass, I take it that's part of the Marvel Universe. If I get that, will people call me the Winter Soldier Man? I really wish you could see this. All right, well, this will be costing me, so I better go. Thanks for everything. Bye.
Beth from the Salt Lake Visitor Center calling you back to answer your questions. First off, yes, you can absolutely drink here. We'd prefer if you ski in the mountains, and I'm happy to call you Winter Soldier.
And we're back for the second period of play between Utah and Washington. At the break, as we mentioned, there was some commotion. Michael Biller and Daniel Smith from Utah and Washington, respectively, will have
spent some time
penalties and
contemplating.
It'll look like it'll be number 5 for Utah, Hayden Tomachak, serving the penalty for Biller.
Right, he gets the short straw. He gets to serve.
And it's 2-minute minors offsetting for slashing.
Right, and we had kind of noted at the end of the period that Danny Smith had been in the crease, in Biller's crease a couple of times, so there was already something going on between the two of them, and finally it results in these offsetting penalties. And of course, since Biller is the goalie, he gets to stay and play, but Utah has to send somebody else to the box.
And we're waiting here to get started here for the second period.
So we're going to have 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. Let's hope that Utah's kind of figured out what to do about this Washington onslaught.
And we're off. Second period of play from Salt Lake City between Washington and Utah. Here come the Huskies, as there is more ice to skate with on this Olympic-size sheet, which will be reduced to an NHL-size sheet in the near future.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We just heard about those plans. It'll give us more seating. It's kind of nice.
Hopefully we can pack the house as Utah has the puck now.
Yeah, Nick Fornelius, head coach of the M2, he played for Utah.
Here comes Washington, breakaway.
Maloney.
Shot, they score!
Wow.
Maloney crashing
thought
into
he
the
had
boards,
it.
but put it 5-hole on Biller. Washington adds to their total. It's 5-1.
Biller thought he had it, and it just kind of, again, trickled down and through the 5-hole.
Uncharacteristic performance
Very
from Biller.
uncharacteristic.
I mean, what we've seen from him is he's a very talented goaltender, and
he's having I would say he's having an off day. He does not look like his usual self.
I agree. That is very true. He's having an off day, and that's going to be a 4-on-4 goal for the Washington Huskies.
So interesting, because it's offsetting, the Utah player does not get to come out of the box then.
Right. Offsetting penalties result in that they stay in there for the full time as Utah tries to get it into the Washington zone.
And we're still 1 minute, 6 seconds left on those offsetting penalties. Ooh,
That puck is sent all the way out.
Skitters out.
And coming out there to play it is Biller. As Utah has even like I've been saying, an even bigger hole to climb out of now, and there is plenty of hockey to be played, but at the same time, you need to get one back as soon as possible.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's Morris now.
Well, and I think the other thing that's important is they really can't afford to let this hole get any deeper.
Right.
They got to stop the bleeding.
4 goals, that's enough. I mean, that's on its own quite a feat to overcome. As it's Umina, shot good pad saved by Roberts.
I mean, if you think about it, that's 2 goals a period. That's a lot to ask of any team.
Right. Plenty of time, but that is a lot to ask for to claw back into it. Washington basically in cruise control at this point. As they send it all the way down the ice, Smith out of the box, gonna get his stick on the puck.
Yep, both teams back to full strength.
As there's a point pass, it just finds its way outside of the zone, and it'll be blown for offsides. And stay tuned for the M1 game after this. It'll be Utah facing off against the University of Oregon here in Salt Lake City. Utah beating them last night. And they'll play the last game of the series tonight and then head to the holiday break, as will these M2 Utes. After this game tonight against Washington, they head to that holiday break and will not be playing again until about
19th of January.
Mid-January.
They're going to go to Utah Valley here in Utah. They did originally have games scheduled right before that, the 15th and 16th at Stanford. But Stanford's really had, I noticed right at the beginning of the season, they did not have a game scheduled until, I believe, December. And now it looks like they're dropping more games. So I think maybe something's going on with that program down there.
So there's a shot. Another Pac-12 school with the ACHA teams. Stanford Cardinal there. And that's kind of reminds me of the last season, the first season of this M2 team, where just left and right their opponents were dropping like flies. That, cancellation of flights and logistics coming up and rearing its ugly head, and
or teams all testing positive and then not being able to actually have enough players to play a game.
And I think the only teams Utah played last year were in-state Utah teams, with the exception of San Jose State.
Right. All the California teams were just, those games all ended up not being able. Well, they couldn't make them up. They tried to postpone them, but they couldn't make them up. So that meant the Stanford, I think Berkeley. I think we had one of the Southern California teams. I can't remember if it was UCLA or USC.
USC might have been scheduled.
Yeah. So that was a really unfortunate season for M2.
And I believe they were actually supposed to maybe even go up to Washington last year as well, but.
Oh, I think they were. Yeah, you're right. They were. And that was a travel. I remember that was a travel problem. I think Southwest literally just canceled those flights that weekend.
Utah wins the faceoff. Chow immediately shoots it. It goes wide. O'Shea sends a pass that's blocked off of a Husky skate. And he just barely not able to keep it in. It's Ollie now. Ollie skates it across the blue line. Sends it in for Stevens. Moorhead chases after it for Utah. Utah's able to get it out as it's Luigi here. Plays it off the boards. And now it's Jovi Milik. Pass sent to the high slot to Endy, but it goes by the wayside. Endy around the boards it goes. Umina, tape to Sheridan, who winds up a shot.
Ooh.
Good block there by Lugi. Now it'll be the Huskies trying to get it out. They're successful, but it's bouncing around in the neutral zone. Chow fighting after it.
He finally, he finally gets it up to Andy. Back to Chow.
Chow unable to handle it, goes into the Washington zone. And it's sent all the way out by Loose.
Yeah, I should give you a heads up. There's a 27 Loose and a 37 Luigi just to mess us up. I tripped all over that last night. 27, 37, oh no, they both Lou.
Williams dumps it in. Umina along the boards there. Has the puck and backhands it out, but it's kept in by Morris. Chow goes down low to retrieve. And he's hit hard to the boards.
That's
oh
gotta
my
be
goodness.
boarding. That was terrible.
And that will be all we see from Shippy tonight. He will be ejected. Almost. I mean, it's a guarantee. If he's still in this game, I would be very surprised. I don't even think he should be skating to the penalty box, because that will probably be all we see from Shippy tonight. I'm surprised Chow's even up. That looked ugly.
That looked terrible.
And
that's one of those cases where Chow ended up was heading head first into the boards.
And if it's anything less than a game misconduct, that's a horrible miscalculation by the officiating staff, and they're going to talk about it.
Let's see what he gets here. But yeah, Chow had his head down, scrambling for the puck, and he was shoved head first into the boards.
He's a defenseless player, and he was shoved into the boards. That is literally exact grounds for a disqualification, and if it's anything less than that, that's an embarrassment by the officiating staff, and that's for sure. Because those are the plays that the NHL, that the International Ice Hockey Federation, all of these hockey organizations are trying to get that play out of the game, right? That's a play that should not exist in hockey, right? And if a player just gets a 5-minute major and he's able to come back and play a game, what does that tell him? He can do it again, right? He can still play and go back out and make the same hit. That's honestly one of the most dangerous hits I've seen calling games here for the last couple of years, and it looks like he's going to stay in the game. I thought he'd be gone. That was one of the most. I'm telling you, that's a horrible hit, and I'm happy that Chow's okay. He's not even. He looks like he's fine. He's actually just.
And it could be from our angle too, right? That maybe he was able to get his head out of the way, but boy, it was really scary looking from here.
From here it looks
very
scary
looking.
That's very scary, and that's hate to say it, but that's an embarrassing call from the officiating staff. You got to get him out of the game for that hit.
So Utah's going to now have their power play for 5.
And it's a checking from behind call, obviously. Puck goes to O'Shea, and it bounces off his skate, and it's covered up by Roberts.
O'Shea wants that one back. He's skating around. He actually had time and space to maybe get a little bit better control of that puck and put a little bit more on it, but that's the way it goes.
Puck one to Solo as a shot. It's blocked by the shin pad of Ali. Williams now. Skating. Dumps it out. So Utah has a chance to potentially get a couple back here on this 5-minute major. And here they come. Shot wide. Moorhead over to Worth. He has a shot. It's deflected. And sent the full length once again.
And of course, with the 5-minute major, the penalty is not nullified when a goal is scored. So Utah has an opportunity here to score multiple goals if they can get their offense going.
1 minute already expired on that power play for Utah.
And chip away at that lead.
Here they come. It's Worth a shot. Good glove save.
Trickles out of his glove.
Nice move by Worth again. And it's picked up there by the Utes. Umina skates it in as Worth heads off the ice, and they get a change. Milik winds up, shot, he scores! scores. Utah gets one back on the power play, and it's Jovi Milik.
Jovi Milik had just gotten on the ice after a line. He literally just got on the ice. He skated up, puck ended up on his stick, and he just buries it.
Buries it, right. And he hopped right on the ice, made himself a factor. Puck just ended up right in front of him. He winds up, and that's a great shot. Utah gets one back. They trail by 3 with 3.5 minutes remaining on their power play.
Critical, important goal right there to really get Utah back in the game. Jovi, of course, being the M2 for Utah's points and goal leader. He's got 15 up leading up until this weekend. 15 goals, 11 assists, and 26 points.
Here comes Umina. Skates it in, but it's poked away from the stick of Maloney. Once again, it was Jovi passing that puck around. It's Otto Chow. Sends that one all the way around the zone along the boards there. And errant pass goes out of the zone, and Umina chases after it. Washington staying home. Not playing aggressive on this power play for Utah, or their penalty kill, I should say. There's a high stick.
Waved off. Waved off because Utah ended up recovering the puck.
And that's also a high stick.
Another high stick. This time, if Umina can get a stick on it.
Now it will be Endy. Nice pass over to Umina. Brings it across the blue line. It's poked away. Utah forced to reset. 2 minutes and 15 to go on their power play.
It'd be really nice if Utah could get one more out of this.
That would be huge.
Out of this power
that
play.
Would be huge if Utah's able to do so.
That brings them within 2.
Umina to Charlie shoots. Oh my goodness,
wow,
just
he had a beautiful chance.
Well, big old patch of net wide open there, and he wasn't able to convert. Good chance nonetheless. Minute 55, a shot deflected high.
This was kind of the scoring line. We had Milik, Chow, and
Milik
Endy
keeps
all
it
out.
in. He keeps it in, and he still skates with it. Pass into the slots, deflected wide, and Morris, the captain there for Washington, able to dump it all the way out with 100 seconds remaining on the Utah power play. Cross-ice pass to Milik, who's open, and tips it in for Chow. Chow circles back and opts to dump it in deeper. Good to see Chow back on the ice after taking that scary hit. Pittman along the boards. Worth has a shot. He tries to go for the wraparound, and nice play there by Pittman.
Oh, and Umina is unable to keep it in.
Minute and 10 to go on the power play. Umina makes a nice move. He skates in. He's offside, unfortunately, for the Utes. They'll have to reset. 1 minute and 8 seconds to go on the power play for Utah. And like Anita said, you get one more. That makes this a new hockey game. You're only trailing 2.
With a full period and a half.
Period and a half to play. So that'd be big for Utah. Pittman taking the draw for Utah. He's able to win it off the tie up there. Kicks it out to Moorhead. What a great play by Pittman. Gets the puck in deep for Utah.
Pittman's got great puck awareness, and I've seen him do that multiple times where he'll use his stick or his foot to get the puck in the position he wants it to be in.
He's a good face-off taker. He's able to. I've also noticed that as well. He does a great job on those tie-up plays specifically, where he's able to turn his body and box out almost like a basketball situation. If you're a basketball fan, and he's able to shield that player from the puck, and he kicks it back for his teammate. You saw it there, and after that, Utah was able to get the puck in deep. Here they come. A one-time shot from O'Shea is gloved up by Roberts.
That was a nice slapper by O'Shea, but Roberts has it all the way. 28 seconds left in the power play. Come on, Utah.
Really great to see Otto out there, though, after taking that hit. I mean, like, from up here, it looked really ugly.
Right. It was very scary, scary.
And that's why I made the comments I did. It's you know, man, there's that. He was slow to get up, but a lot of times those are the type of hits that can paralyze a hockey player. It has happened. And
or give him a concussion.
Right.
And, you know, people are starting to be aware, concussions don't go away. You can suffer from the effects of post-concussion
he'd be lucky
for a long time.
To get a concussion from that play, I think. That'd be the best case scenario, because all the spinal stuff that comes into it with your head going
right into the boards.
Into the boards.
Oh boy,
and here comes Shippey out of it, and that's a 2-on-0 for Washington. Shoot, good save by Biller, as Shippey was just trailing behind. The timing wasn't quite right for a 2-on-0. in a tic-tac-toe pass. As there's a shot from the point, good save by Biller, and Utah able to get it out. Huskies back to full strength. Sola.
So Utah getting one goal out of that.
And
here's
there's
the
going to be a
tripping.
trip against Washington. Good job by Pittman to draw the trip. And Utah would go back to the power play. That's big for Utah. 7 power play minutes almost consecutively.
Yeah, so again, really important for Utah to score on this power play opportunity. Let me see if I can look up these power play conversion rates for Utah, because I think we have them for this game. And that looks
like
to be
Morris.
Yep, it's Darren Morris, one of the Morris brothers. So Utah's 66.67 conversions on power plays. So that's a pretty good percentage. I'd like to see him get one of those right now.
Utah trying to keep it in. Washington done a pretty good job tonight killing the power plays for Utah.
Wow, yeah, they're actually 89.29% on killing penalties.
That's pretty impressive there for the Huskies.
That's really impressive. I don't think I've seen a percentage that high. Typically it's around 60, 70 is pretty good. But this is almost 90%. That means they almost let nothing in.
And there's a bad turnover from Umina. Washington able to take over. They have a shot. Good save by Biller on the doorstep.
Save. Wow.
With 1:15 to go on the Utah power play, it's Umina. Cross-ice pass to Chow, and he's able to dance around and
he's got
keep
Nahara
possession.
on the other side.
Nahara picks it up, has it at the goal line, goes behind the net. Point pass.
Looks
Andy,
like
Moorhead. Shot deflected wide.
Oh, no, you're right, Andy. You were right.
Andy, delayed penalty.
Another penalty
against Utah.
Well, there goes the man advantage.
And yeah, Andy not too happy about it. Looking down. Cross check against Chow.
I didn't see the cross check. I was looking at the puck on the other side.
.754 to go in the second. We'll have 4-on-4 for 56 seconds. And then after that, Washington heads to the power play.
Now, the good news for Utah is Washington has not converted on their power plays very well. So as good as they've been on defense, their power plays haven't been too effective.
Here they come. It's the Huskies on possession. Shot from the point from Lugie, but it'll hit the shin pad of Fene, and it'll just send it right back in deep. Utah takes it over, however, and it'll be O'Shea making a nice move in the neutral zone across the blue line. Skates it in, and he's offside. Some chatter after the whistle there.
Yeah, a little bit of post-whistle interaction. Line officials hustling in there to make sure that they keep both sides separated. I do think that Utah's doing a good job of keeping their heads, though, which is honestly helping keep them in this game.
Right, with the exception of that Michael Biller stuff at the end of the first.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Good, thanks for reminding me about that.
Good save
that
by
wasn't
Biller.
So good.
Wasn't able to glove it, though. It's loose at the point, has a shot blocked by Fene. It's kept in by Washington. Over to Luce. He has a shot. Good save. Biller unable to control the rebound. Utah will pick it up, though, as Morris gets ready to head out of the penalty box. And it'll be a power play for the Washington Huskies.
Now,
there's a shot. Good
the shot
save,
by Fene.
and good save by Roberts as Utah immediately counterattacked.
Yeah, nice shot by Fene. So in Utah's favor is Washington's only converted on their power plays, only converted 19 out of 140 chances. That's 13.5%.
That's not very good.
No, it's not
very good. Very good at killing.
Which is surprising when you look at their top 5 scorers, right? I mean, Shippey's got 45 points. So Shippey's got 24 goals. Morris has got 16. Maloney's got 16, but only when they're even strength. As soon as they get a man advantage, they can't score anymore.
Well, that's good for Utah. Hopefully that doesn't bite us
up
here. Jinxing, maybe.
Oh, I've jinxed him plenty of times. You know what I did yesterday?
We've had our fair share.
You know what I did yesterday? And people, I'm just going to now make a confession because you don't see me, but yesterday I wore my favorite double-breasted blazer, and it's purple.
Oh, you know, I have this golf shirt that I really like that's purple, and
you remembered not to wear it.
Well, for the GCU weekend, I was going to wear it, and I'm like, shoot, GCU's purple. And then this weekend, I'm like, oh, a great weekend to wear it. Never mind. Washington is also purple.
If only I'd remembered that. Instead, no, I wore my purple yesterday, so I am so sorry.
At least it wasn't green, though, right? Because we play Oregon right after that.
At least it wasn't green.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep, nope. The one weekend I just said, I'm going to wear my favorite purple jersey or purple blazer. It's like, oh, for God's sake. Oh, well. So you can all blame me.
I think I made my first year with the program. I made a really poor mistake. I think I wore a blue blazer when we were playing BYU. That was I was actually told not to do that again. As here comes Utah.
right. I think of all the mistakes you
on the breakaway, he scores. Umina tucks it away, and Utah gets one back short-handed. They trail by 2 late in the second period.
Well, and there goes that, so much for that penalty kill, right? The almost 90% is now a little bit less. Good job by Umina. And I've been waiting for him to have a breakaway because he's a good skater, good stick handler. He's a defender.
He's a defender.
And here he goes.
As you see the replay right there, he just tucks it away.
And he literally outraced 3 Washington defenders.
Look at that.
Look at him go.
4 of them, yeah.
4 of them. All ended up behind him.
They were pinching hard there, and on the power play, you find yourself doing that, getting set up, and if you're able to make that one poke check, that one little tip of the stick that gives your team the counterattack there, as you saw, you have an odd man rush, and in that chance, you get a breakaway from a defenseman who blocks the puck.
And in this case, a defender who's actually a very fast skater. So I'm not sure if all of our Utah defenders can skate as fast as Umina. I think he might be one of the fastest defenders in terms of his skating speed.
Right place at the right time.
To the right guy.
To the right guy, and Utah now trails by 2, and that's huge.
That is huge. And we're still only in the second period with 5 minutes to play. This is big.
They can get one more back. You got to keep Washington off the score sheet. I know that sounds obvious, but 3-goal deficit is not easy to overcome. At one point, it was 4. But if you want to get back in this game, you cannot give up another goal. As it go past to Tomachak is off the mark, and it'll go for icing against Utah.
And I think, again, what's important is right now Utah is doing a better job of holding down the shots on goal by Washington. They still have 6, and Utah only has 2, but 6 is a lot better than...
They shoot, they score, they tuck it in the empty net. Washington gets one back immediately.
That's what I get for talking.
And that's a pretty play by the Huskies. On the goal there, it's going to be number 10, Aaron Morris, captain.
Team captain, yep.
And that's a big goal for Washington as Utah just got some momentum. They take it away, and the Huskies back on the board at 6-3. Washington. Here's the replay, and it happened so quick you could barely even see it.
Right off the faceoff.
Right off the faceoff. It was tick, tack, and toe. Shot, rebound, score, as now O'Shea has the puck for Utah. They trail by 3.
All right. Well, and I was trying to make the point that what's important is Utah has been holding down Washington's scoring chances, and it's still important, maybe even more important now that Washington's gotten back ahead by 3.
And not to get on Biller's case here, but there is a situation right there where a puck goes all the way into the zone. Washington dumps it, and he gets it on his stick. Washington brings the pressure. You got to be good at getting that puck right away out. You now get a face-off in the Utah defensive zone, and where Washington could be dangerous. And like right there, that's a perfect play. He's got to do that in that previous play where he covered it up. You got to be able to learn how to play that puck quick, so you don't have to always force a face-off when pressure is brought by the opposing team. There's a shot by Pittman, and it's high and off the mark.
Big hit right on the line there between Maloney and O'Shea.
Sola skates with it. dumps it in.
Yeah, so again, I'm just going to say it again. Utah really needs to make sure to keep Washington from getting those scoring chances so that they can try and even this chip away at that
Right.
goal differential.
And 3 is like I said, it's tough. It's obviously harder than 2 goals to get back, but 2 is like where you think you can get it back, and it's more realistic. It was a good save by Biller. Rebound is sent all the way out. Campbell has it for Washington. He dumps it in.
Ooh, and they slam the line official who's trying to watch the line.
Washington keeps it in at the goal line. They send it to the outer slot there, and there's a shot. It goes out of play. As we'll get a stoppage and a face-off in the Utah zone. Final score last night, 7-5, 6-3 currently. And there's just, it's a goals weekend. Goals, goals, and goals.
Goals, and goals. Lots of points getting racked up this weekend.
There's a shot, good save by Biller.
And that was loose from that high slot.
Washington out shooting Utah 27-22 and 12-10 this period. So Utah sticking with the Huskies here in the shot department. As there is Jovi with the puck. He sends it forward.
Nope, kind of ends up behind Indy.
And Washington takes it over. It's loose, across the blue line, winds up, hits the shin pad of Umina. Sent across the zone, it's Shippey. He sends it all the way in, sticked away by Biller, and he'll just glove it right back up as the rebound was coming right back to his crease.
Kind of like a kid playing bouncing a ball against the wall. It's like it bounced off the glass, he just reached up and gloved it right off the glass.
And face-off will once again be in the Utah zone. Face-off won by Washington. They send it down low behind the net.
Looks like
they
that
have
was
the puck.
Rimmer, and he gets around and
Puck hits Smith from the stick there of Rimmerin and goes up and out of play once again.
And yeah, I am also getting concerned because a 3-goal lead with only one period beyond this one that's a pretty steep hill to climb. 3 goals in one period.
They were looking good there for a second, but like I said, when you give up that goal, you lose all that momentum.
Yep.
And it's almost like starting from square one again. And
it's a huge mental change too.
It is when the juices are flowing. Like I said, when Utah had those juices flowing, that's when you want to capitalize, obviously. And Washington getting that goal is huge.
That's a momentum killer right there.
Right, and it won't necessarily be officially be called the game-winning goal, but you could kind of say it is in a way. Killed the Utah momentum and
pretty much blocked their comeback chances.
Right.
Yeah, it's a tough one, and again, it's a mental game, and we often forget as we're excitedly watching this game. These are very young men still, right? Some of them are teenagers still. And sometimes that mental game is the toughest part because it takes maturity and experience. And, there's no other way to get it than just kind of like take your licks.
Right.
And it's hard. I mean, it's very hard to be competitive and intense about playing and still keep your emotions in check because those two don't actually go together that well.
It's, yeah.
You want to be fired up because you want to win, but at the same time, you have to be careful that the firing up doesn't, take you out of the game.
Right. As we've seen many times before on this ice, where you use that energy in the wrong ways.
Right.
Put that frustration into the way you play, and good things could happen. A delayed penalty against Utah.
Yep, and so Roberts goes to the box.
Roberts, yeah, full sprint there. He'll go back to his crease. Penalties against Utah, like I said.
It's going to be Moorhead.
It'll be cross check.
And he almost goes the wrong way. This is your home ice, Keaton. Where are you going? I got to meet the Moorhead family at the showcase last couple weekends ago. It was very nice. Met his dad and his mom. His grandfather. No, sorry, I met a lot of people last weekend. His dad and his mom and his sister, Colette, actually sat in for a period and was a guest for one period, and we had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun, and I was telling her that the Moorhead O'Shea line is one of my favorite defender lines this year.
Yes. High performance line as Washington has the puck. Shippey, a backhand shot, good save. Biller. Worth tries to win the puck, but Shippey controls. Point to point, Klink. Shot gloved up
nice
by Biller.
glove. So, yeah, so Utah's going to be shorthanded for the rest of this period because we only have 1:28 left, and there's 1:39 left in the penalty. Looks like Utah's going to send out their.
Then for Washington, if this result holds, a road sweep.
Whoa!
Is a big result for them as it's Shippey once again. He peels back. Stick handles, makes a nice move. Still carries it coast to coast here for Shippey, trying to get it over to Morris.
Just out of his reach.
Huskies again on the possession. Klink. Shippey winds up, one-time shot, it's wide.
Well, you could see that wind up from back here.
Oh yeah,
he was waiting for it before the puck. He was winding up before the puck even got to him.
Endy for Utah skates it in. He's hit off the puck there by Maloney. Humana off the boards. Milik drops back. Gets over to Endy, who tries to get it to the stick of Humana, who's looks like playing in the forward goal.
Yeah, he's almost been converted to a forward. I think this is their Utah's actually this is their scoring line because they've got Endy, Milik, and Humana, who are all scoring specialists.
Here come the Huskies. Nice move by Maloney. He still carries it in.
Wow,
Good
nice
save by
save.
Biller.
Point blank.
Carpenter skates after it. It'll be Maloney again. High slot pass. Shippey makes a nice head fake.
Oh my
winds
God,
up.
Milik lays on the ice and makes that block with his body. That's scary.
Another shot from the high slot. And the
Period
horn's going to
ends.
sound, and that is the end of the second period. Utah gets a couple back, but Washington gets on the score sheet once again. After 2 periods of play, it's Washington 6, Utah 3. It's a steep hill to climb, but we'll see if they can overcome it in the third period in just a few moments. Thanks for watching the first 2 periods here from Salt Lake. There's more hockey. The final frame coming up between Washington and Utah, M2 level, in just a few moments. Don't touch that remote.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the hope
Welcome to Game Day Fun.
anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to the party!
Of thoughtful dreams. But if you listen, you can still hear
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports.
our names, calling out our names.
Welcome to world-class research.
We'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your
Welcome to the arts.
top, no trap. We are tough as nails. Come on, this is our land.
Welcome to real world experiences.
We can go to that bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water.
Welcome to new friends.
We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might faint and fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab and walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have come and gone.
Welcome to the University of Utah.
So get up and grab and walk and see.
Thanks for calling the Salt Lake Visitor Center. If you have any questions, please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Hello! I tell you what, I'm just going to put you on speaker. All right, a little about me. I'm a bit of a phenomenal skier, so I want to take my family on a vacay, which is short for vacation. Hope you don't mind the abbreviations. I'm just short of time today, so I need to sort of hurry things along. Just a few simple questions for you. They call Salt Lake Ski City, but you do ski in the mountains, right? I'm just picturing myself skiing down the sidewalk there next to the shops. Knowing my luck, I'll do one of my big flips and end up in the traffic. So I don't want that to be the case. Look, I've got to go. You're really keeping me here. Although I will say, I'm going to see your Utah Jazz play a basketball game. And I've heard there's a couple of Australians in the team. So here's my question. Are they causing you any trouble? I just had a thought. The average snowfall near Salt Lake is 500 inches. If I was to utilise all of that to build a giant snow person, would that be majestic or a bit scary? Oh, hey, listen, just quietly. I'm a big family guy. You know that. I've told you that. But after a few days with them, I'm going to need a drink. That's legal, right? I hear Utah has the youngest population of any state. So if I was to head down to one of your hot rockin' clubs or a social event, would there be a youth person in there that might be able to explain Snapchat to me? My kids just won't do it. Now, I've heard there's a bit of a Sharks versus Jets rivalry between the skiers and the snowboarders. And if I made that movie, would you watch it? Oh, when was your last Yeti sighting? Are you getting all this, by the way? I'm assuming you can rewind. The Utah state bird is a California gull. I mean, even you've got to admit that is confusing. I guess that's more of a statement than a question, but still I thought I'd bring it up. Now, your Ski City Super Pass, I take it that's part of the Marvel Universe. If I get that, will people call me the Winter Soldier Man? I really wish you could see this. All right, well, this would be costing me, so I better go. Thanks for everything. Bye.
Hi, this is Beth from the Salt Lake Visitor Center calling you back to answer your questions. First off, yes, you can absolutely drink here. We'd prefer if you ski in the mountains, and I'm happy to call you Winter Soldier.
My name is Marguerite Van Komen, and I'm a snowbird ski patrolman. My dog's name is Frank. What a good boy, huh? What a good boy you are. I start every morning waking up and having breakfast with the dog, and then we finish every day having dinner together, but everything in the middle changes. We train them using their own instincts, so instead of hunt for dinner, they're hunting for humans. A lot of thought goes into choosing these dogs. Number one, they've got to be able to handle the cold. Number two, they got to be pretty hardy. And three, we're looking for very high drive dogs. The dog that is going to chew your sofa up at home, we want that dog. The people, the mountain at Snowbird, it's just special. And everything you want to do is here in Salt Lake. Get off the plane, grab your gear from the luggage cart, and within 30 to 45 minutes, you're up here and skiing on snow. You know, Salt Lake is super unique. We have 4 full seasons. So you can come up, ski all morning till the snow gets a little too smushy, and then you go and hit 18 at the golf course at the bottom of the mouth, and then you can go out for a wonderful dinner and see theater. It's amazing how much you can fit into your day. And not only do we have everything that you want to do, but we have great people to do it with. Everyone wants to be outdoors, happy, and go and play. Every day is different, and I love that. I love showing up to work and going, what is on the plate today? Snowbird is my family, and Salt Lake is my home, and Frank is a great part of that. My name is Marguerite Van Komen. I'm a snowbird ski patrolman, and I am Salt Lake.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the home
Welcome to Game Day Fun.
anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to the party!
Of thoughtful dreams. But if you listen, you can still hear
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports.
our names, calling out our names.
Welcome to world-class research.
We'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your
Welcome to the arts.
top your trip. We are tough as nails. Come on, this is our land.
Welcome to real world experiences.
We can go to that bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water.
Welcome to new friends.
We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might fade and fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab and walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have come and gone.
Welcome to the University of Utah.
So get up and grab and walk and see.
Thanks for calling the Salt Lake Visitor Center. If you have any questions, please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Hello! I tell you what, I'm just going to put you on speaker. All right, a little about me. I'm a bit of a phenomenal skier, so I want to take my family on a vacay, which is short for vacation. Hope you don't mind the abbreviations. I'm just short of time today, so I need to sort of hurry things along. Just a few simple questions for you. They call Salt Lake Ski City, but you do ski in the mountains, right? I'm just picturing myself skiing down the sidewalk there next to the shops. Knowing my luck, I'll do one of my big flips and end up in the traffic. So I don't want that to be the case. Look, I've got to go. You're really keeping me here. Although I will say, I'm going to see your Utah Jazz play a basketball game. And I've heard there's a couple of Australians in the team. So here's my question. Are they causing you any trouble? I just had a thought. The average snowfall near Salt Lake is 500 inches. If I was to utilise all of that to build a giant snow person, would that be majestic or a bit scary? Oh, hey, listen, just quietly. I'm a big family guy. You know that, I've told you that. But after a few days with them, I'm going to need a drink. That's legal, right? I hear Utah has the youngest population of any state. So if I was to head down to one of your hot rockin' clubs or a social event, would there be a youth person in there that might be able to explain Snapchat to me? My kids just won't do it. Now, I've heard there's a bit of a Sharks versus Jets rivalry between the skiers and the snowboarders. And if I made that movie, would you watch it? Oh, when was your last Yeti sighting? Are you getting all this, by the way? I'm assuming you can rewind. The Utah state bird is a California gull. I mean, even you've got to admit that is confusing. I guess that's more of a statement than a question, but still I thought I'd bring it up. Now, your Ski City Super Pass, I take it that's part of the Marvel Universe. If I get that, will people call me the Winter Soldier Man? I really wish you could see this. All right, well, this will be costing me, so I better go. Thanks for everything. Bye.
Beth from the Salt Lake Visitor Center calling you back to answer your questions. First off, yes, you can absolutely drink here. We'd prefer if you ski in the mountains, and I'm happy to call you Winter Soldier.
Broadcast, folks. It's Patrick McGann and Anita Tsuchiya. We're calling the game here from Salt Lake City, and Washington take it to the ice. Utah soon to follow. These Huskies, as you see, skate onto the ice. They lead the Utes 6-3 after 2 long periods of play, and Washington, we were just talking about it, Anita, I think it's just a team that wants it more.
Yeah, it's
tonight.
like kind of feels like an old cliche, but I think you're right. I mean, I'm just seeing Washington just on top of their game and hustling, and I don't know, Utah just looks really flat.
It looks like a team that wants it, and they're playing like it. Utah needs to.
Well, they're really going to have to step it up. I mean, they got 3 goals to make up in 20 minutes. That's a steep hill.
Right. It is a steep hill to climb here for the Utes. See a Washington fan who made the trip.
Yeah, there were a few Washington fans I noticed who were like staying up late.
And they made it all the way out to Salt Lake City, and it is a long trip. It's like we always say, the West is a big place.
The West is a big place.
Seattle is a lot further than Salt Lake City than you might expect.
I think what Seattle does enjoy, like Utah, is that they have an airport nearby. Like some of these, like the Oregon Ducks, their airport is their Eugene Airport. I think that's only a regional airport, so you got to go get from Eugene to probably Portland is probably the closest big airport.
And
which just makes traveling even more difficult.
Right, getting out to your respective teams. And that's why for Oregon, it's going to be a tough uphill journey.
Right, and Chris Perry has talked about that. That is a huge obstacle for them, being so kind of removed and far away from the rest of the teams in the WCHL.
I think maybe it's not necessarily like this at the ACHA level, and I don't know if these conversations are had, but like you saw USC and UCLA going to the Big Ten, they do it in a pair, right? And so I think it would have been cool or interesting if the folks over at Oregon say, hey Washington, hey Washington State, hey these other Pacific Northwest schools, Western Washington, hey guys, like let's try and all go to M1, because then Chris Perry doesn't really have a choice. Like maybe you say,
I'm gonna tell him you said that.
I think maybe it's like, well, you can add us now, right? And I know it's still pretty far away, but at that point you can at least have games between Washington and Oregon, and you have these guys traveling up there. I think it makes it a lot more of an attractive decision for Chris Perry. And I joke around and say he doesn't have a choice, but I think he would really appreciate that more as the commissioner, saying, hey, you know what, actually we can add some value to our conference from the Northwest, and we can have Northwestern rivalries between Washington and Oregon and Washington State, and at that point, it grows the conference and definitely makes the footprint bigger. But at the same time, it's easier for an Oregon to get into the WCHL when you have a partner to do it, so that it's not just all the Arizona schools and the Utah going up to the Northwest.
The Southwest.
Right, because right now the conference footprint, at least the divisional conference footprint, is pretty small. It's the Utes, and it's UNLV, it's Arizona State, it's U of A, right? Like those aren't necessarily super far trips to make, but Eugene is a little bit further up there. So I mean, if you're able to get a couple of Northwest schools on board with you, I think at that point the WCHL would say, hey, maybe we do want you in our conference, and maybe they make their own Pacific Northwest conference. Who knows? There's a future of hockey is bright. There's a shot, good save as it hit the post, and then it forced Roberts to
that was a nice post
act
shot.
Swiftly. It's Worth poked away by the stick of a Husky. Looks like Campbell skating in. Looks like Olszewski.
Ooh, there's
shot,
a chance.
And it'd be Fene. He tries to get the puck into the slot, but triple team of Huskies prevented that from happening. Ali tries to get it out, but Utah's able to send it back in. Fene, nice through the legs pass, but nobody home. Washington just clears it.
Oh, it's going to be a race. And Stevens Olszewski.
Olszewski will beat him there, just barely. Pass over to Tretiak. Then over to Umina.
Ooh, just out of his reach.
Looks like Umina's transitioned to the forward role, as there is the defensive pairing out there, and he's playing as a forward right now. Fene dumps it in.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he is. Looks like Template's going to be center.
Carpenter. And Washington, a bad miss for Utah. Here they come. It's Maloney. Skates it in. Good glove save by Biller.
Nice save by Biller. Maloney was right on top of him.
I think Maloney is a defender there for Washington, so that's a nice play. And like I say, those little bounces. And it's going to be a slashing call against Washington, number 2, Maloney.
How did he do a slashing on a breakaway? It must have happened after the whistle. Interesting.
And yeah, Maloney going to the box, 2 minutes for a slash. Utah goes back to the power play. As you can see it here, here's his breakaway. Oh man, I don't know where I see a slash.
That's what I
Maybe
was
he
try-
gets a piece
Oh.
of Biller's glove, but that's a
It looked like he was aiming low.
little bit of a weak slashing call. Utah will take it, though. I guess referees, zero tolerance.
Maybe they're trying to. Maybe they're trying to.
shenanigans.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to basically
Set the
make sure that
standard.
nothing gets started, because that offsetting minors right at the end of the, right at the beginning of the second period, right, or right at the end of the first period was between Smith and Biller.
It's Millick at the point. Sends it in, but it's turned over. Yeah, Utah, it's a good chance for them, but man, you look at that replay like we just saw, and I don't know. They get lucky with the call there, I think. As Washington takes over, it's
Ooh,
Stevens.
turnover.
Tries to make a one-time pass, but it's blocked by Endy and Nahara. And Utah takes over Washington, not necessarily bringing the pressure here. No need for it. Nice little play from the stick of Millick to knock that puck down and then get it in deep so his guys can change. Chow calling for the puck. He gets it. Stick handles, has a shot. It hits Nahara's gloves and bounces over to Worth.
Worth ain't unable to corral it. 35 seconds left in the Utah power play.
Chow is calling for the puck. He gets it again. He has some space. Chow across the blue line.
Centering.
Centers the pass, but
To
it's off the
Templin.
mark.
I'm sorry, to Porter.
And there it goes again, all the way down full length. 20 seconds to go on the Utah power play.
Maybe one more good chance for Utah.
A nice move by Umina. He skates it in, has the puck. Nice pass.
there
And there's
it
a nice
is.
play.
Come
It's
on.
loose, and
Porter is whacking it.
it's
Porter gets buried in a pile
finally
of
blown
bodies.
dead, as Maloney will have to wait 5 more seconds to come out of the box. But man, puck was bouncing around, and no one could quite find it, but ends up being frozen.
Porter looked like he was the closest player to it, and he just got dogpiled on, so he couldn't get his stick loose.
And just over 5 minutes played in the third. And faceoffs won by Utah. O'Shea takes it over, has a shot, pad save, rebounds loose. Good save by Roberts on the doorstep.
Porter again, being there right there on the doorstep.
And Maloney will come
Make
out of
the
the
attempt.
box. Maloney will skate it all the way back over to the bench, and Washington and Utah back to full strength here. Washington takes over the puck after the faceoff win.
Now it looks like Williams.
Yeah, here comes Williams. Nice hit along the boards there from, it looked to be Moorhead. As puck's in the Utah zone. Scrum along the boards. Utah takes it over. And here comes Tretiak. Gets into trouble, though. Almost a risky turnover. O'Shea to the rescue. Gets the puck out. Porter tries to find the stick of mud, but it's off the mark. Washington will take over once again.
Ooh, big hit there between Williams and Tretiak, or Olszewski, right in front of the Utah bench.
And now it's Washington again on possession.
That's Rimmerin.
Nice pass over to Morris.
Ooh,
High
to
slot.
Morris.
Good save by Biller.
Yeah, Aaron Morris was right on top of Biller.
Nice
Makes a
pass.
nice little
Fenny might
save.
get this. He's skating down to chase off the dump in there. Centering pass is bouncing around, and Washington has it. It's Morris across the logo.
This is Darren Morris.
Dishes it over
to Smith.
And whistle's going to blow. Penalty. It's going to be interference, and I'd guess it's going to be against Utah.
Looks like Olszewski.
And Washington will go to the power play. As Anita mentioned, they are not the best, but nonetheless a chance for them. And Shippey makes a nice move, still carries it into the slot. He sends past to Morris, and it's off the mark. Utah just barely able to get it out. Maloney is hit hard along the boards by Chow.
Chow, nice hip check right into the boards.
Shippey. Here they come.
Rimerich.
Rimerich skated it in.
Oh,
now
sorry.
It's Morris.
My bad. Prigodich. Prigodich. Sorry, Eric.
Makes our job really easy, right?
Exactly.
They shoot, nice deflection, and it's saved by the Utes. Shippey again, nice puck movement here from the Huskies. A shot good save by Biller. 1:20 to go on this power play here for the Washington Huskies. They control again. Slap shot from Shippey way off the mark.
Way wide.
Pass wasn't as crisp as he probably had hoped. Washington taking their time here. It's Klenk, high slot. Nice block.
Yeah,
from
Milik, lay down. Lay down in front of it.
That's not the first time he's done that tonight.
Nope.
Sacrificing the body, making some good blocks. It's Klenk again. To Morris. It's dumped in. Nice play by Carpenter to thwart the puck out, and Utah's going to get a change while they can. 45 seconds to go.
It's a good time for a change because that line had been out there for a while.
Yes.
Oh, and he's going to go for a short-handed breakaway.
Comes in, shot, he scores! What a laser beam of a shot from the stick of Zeke Endy.
So, second goal for Endy. It couldn't have come at a better time.
And Utah
really needed that lift.
Back to within 2 with over 10 minutes to play in the third period. Never say die as the Utes trying to claw their way back into it as they did last period. And that's our 10th goal of the evening. Here's the replay. Endy going blocker side. Such a quick shot that there's no chance for Roberts to get his arm up in time.
He had two defenders. He had 2 defenders to get around as well.
And he played the angle game. That's a great shot from Endy. Great decision to shoot that puck when he did. Played his angles. They shoot, they score. Loose, a shot from the point is deflected. And as soon as Utah gets back to within 2, just like in the second period, the Huskies make it a 3-goal difference once again.
And that was number 71, Max Arzumanov, in there for the deflection. Standing there, right there in the crease, not getting pushed out of the crease enough by the Utah defense. Yeah, it's almost like deja vu all over again, just like the goal before it, where Utah managed to get within 2, and then Washington gets back up on 3 within seconds.
Within literally seconds, probably less than 30 seconds, as you saw the replay. Here's the setup here from Washington. It is deflected, like Anita said. 71 gets that goal, and
pretty much skating through the crease all by himself.
Right. That's a smart decision to shoot that puck from loose. Very smart decision. He saw the deflection opportunity, and there was going to be a cross-checking penalty against Nahara.
Utah. Yep.
And that would be a hold, actually. It looked like he cross-checked them, but either way, it's a penalty. Pretty easy to see that one from up here.
He's also shaking his head. I don't think he agrees either.
I think he got caught up, but I mean, I think it's a penalty. I think it's the right call.
Yeah, he did get tangled up, but I think he got tangled up because he started it.
Right. It's the right call.
Sorry, Antonio.
It's the right call from the officiating staff.
I was actually going to comment that Antonio is his way of defending is he's not a hitter. He ties guys up. So that's going to be the risk for him is he's going to get called occasionally for a hook or a trip because he doesn't go in there and try and slam a guy against the board. What he does is he goes in there and tangles him up. So again, the risk of when you do that is if you hang on too long after the play leaves, then you're going to get called for a penalty.
Washington wins the faceoff. They control a shot. It's high and wide.
Way
Smith
high.
going over to retrieve that. Intended for Loose, but Milik's going to get on his horse and try and chase it down and beat Loose to it. He will. Loose plays the body. Milik still has
He's going for a wraparound.
Has it. Has a shot, and it's a little bit of a hasty wrist shot there, and it's a gloved up by Roberts, and he'll play it to his teammates.
Yeah, he didn't quite get enough on that, so it didn't really go in as fast as he'd like, I think. Minute 23 left in the Utah penalty kill.
And we're halfway through the third period of play.
Oh, here comes Endy with another short-handed breakaway chance.
Chasing 3 as there's a nice long stretch pass. Oh my goodness, what a pass. But it's sticked away as Moorhead just got there in
good defense by Moorhead.
That's a perfect pass there.
Yeah, Arzumanov almost had another chance for another goal back-to-back.
Right, and that's, I mean, just a like I said, I'm impressed by that pass. Nice long stretch pass through the zone and
Right on the tape.
Great defense by Moorhead to get back in time and break that up, because that could have been quite a dangerous play for the Huskies. As that's sent all the way down, Chow chases after it. But he'll opt to let Klink take this for the Huskies.
Yeah, I think he realized he doesn't want to get caught on the wrong end of a breakaway with one player down.
Right. Smart play by Chow as here comes Klink across the blue line. Morris, a shot sticked away by Biller. Goes to the opposite corner.
27 seconds left in the Utah penalty kill.
Washington has a chance and goes right through the slot and up to the point. It's Chow, tries to dish it out. He gets over to Templin, and Templin will skate this across the logo, across the blue line. Has a shot, but it's
kind of off
wide.
The heel of his stick. So wide and not a lot on it.
Shippey skates in here for the Huskies. Across the logo, coast to coast. Here he comes. Puck on his backhand, trying to skate around all the Utah defenders. Utah back to full strength. Nahara beelines to his bench. Able to get that fifth skater back out there for Utah. Klink at the point has a shot, gloved up by Biller. Nice save.
Yeah, Biller had it all the way. Yeah, time is not Utah's friend now, and don't forget, Utah had to take that timeout in the first period of this game, so they got nothing left.
Nothing left. You got to fight through it. And Washington trying to close out what would be a road sweep here in Salt Lake City.
Against an important divisional rival.
And as you mentioned before the broadcast, Anita, I think it's important to mention that Utah and Washington might switch spots in those rankings. Washington at 12, Utah at 9. An impressive road sweep for the Huskies if the result holds. And Utah's got to get back to the drawing board. They have a break after this, a long holiday break. It's over a month long, but there's going to be some things talked about. I think this weekend for them is just, it's a tough weekend.
And they'll continue to have practices through the break. So.
Right, yes. They will have practice through the break.
I'm feeling that first practice might be a lot of like end-to-end blue line drills.
Yeah. Or as I like to say, we're going to have a no pucks practice today.
Because I'm not happy with the effort you guys put out.
Yeah, no pucks on the ice. It's going to be conditioning today. As you might see one of those here from Utah. As here comes Fene across the blue line. Skates it in, sticks with it, has a shot blocked by the shin pad there of Lugie. Sola dumps it in.
And I think,
Williams.
for a coach like Cornelius, who was a player, and I didn't get to watch him play, but from what I have heard, this is exactly the kind of thing that would really irritate him because he never gave up.
Right.
He was one of those players. He's, again, not one of the bigger guys on the ice. He's more of a Otto Chow or Luca Sola size. And, boy, everything I've heard is he wouldn't let anyone by if he could. He was a forward, but he also was a very physical forward. He actually spent a lot of time in the box because he would never give up. So to watch his players playing less than their potential has got to be particularly frustrating for him.
Right, and I think I don't know what it's from up here we can talk about what we see, and obviously it doesn't matter in the grand,
Well, we're not on the ice
in totality, but I think it's not. I don't think they're necessarily getting out skilled. Just to me, it looks like Washington just wants it more, and you have a really disciplined Washington Huskies team, and it's not like Utah isn't. And this team has played very good hockey. I mean, the California weekend, this team was firing on all cylinders. They looked very, very. I was very impressed with their play, opening up Pac-12 play to California way back in October.
And at the showcase as well, because we got video access when they went to the Beehive Showcase in Eastern Washington. They looked terrific.
Yes, I mean that was very, very impressive performance. Like you said, they clean swept that weekend, and I think you come in with a team that thought they can not necessarily walk all over Washington, but thought they can beat them. And I think they could. This is a team that can run with the Huskies. Oh, my goodness.
All right, it's Shippey.
And they're going after it, Shippey and Chow. And he's, they're really going after it as Chow is brought down there by Shippey. And I don't even think Shippey should be in this game after his dirty hit, but...
Well, he's the one who hit Chow.
Yeah,
remember, this goes back
and
to him boarding Chow.
Chow should be upset. I mean, hey, obviously we're Utah broadcasters. Yeah, there you go. Get him out of the game. And Chow's going on too, though. You could have avoided this if you got rid of Shippey earlier on, officials. But they'll both head out. They both get disqualifications.
They'll no doubt have to sit the next game. I'm pretty sure fighting is an automatic one game suspension.
Yeah, there's zero tolerance for fighting in basically every level of hockey but the pros.
Right. Well, and it's because they're not professionals.
Right. They're not. Yeah. And I think there was one time, and I think it might have been this season, where the officials let them go for about 5 seconds, 5 to 10. They sat there and let them go, and I was like, that's crazy. I mean, yeah.
And I can tell you this as having watched minor league baseball for decades. It's not tolerated at the minor leagues of baseball either. There are big fines to minor leaguers if they leave the bench during a fight, because at the developmental level, they don't want to lose those kids who are not covered by the major league insurance program and not covered by the major league representation. And so they put big fines at the lower levels of Major League Baseball, at least in the minor leagues of baseball.
Well, even in Major League Baseball, there's no fighting allowed, but in the NHL, fighting is allowed, and which is, that's why everybody, hockey fighting, right? That's what people like about hockey. But like you say, developmental level, I think that's a great point that Anita made. You're developing your skill, right? You're not a professional. You're basically. Like you said, you're developing your game.
You're a college student.
Yeah, right.
You're a college student. You're going to graduate and go do something else, and it's not going to be hockey.
Right, but there's zero tolerance for fighting, and obviously both players should be ejected. I think that's a good call by the referees, but I also think that could have been completely avoided. Shippy should have been gone much earlier on in this game, but he eventually gets what I think he deserves after a really horrible hit. It's going to be offsetting 5-minute majors, so we'll probably skate 4 aside for these last final moments of this game.
We'll have 1 minute and 4 seconds left after those expire, and I am surprised that it wasn't a 10-minute each. Although sometimes we don't get to see that on the scoreboard, so we'll have to see if the digital scoreboard will give us the update.
But referee's still talking it over. I'm sure the benches are going to want some sort of explanation. But
let's see if they've updated that yet.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
still not updated yet.
It's a chippy game, and we'll get players out to serve these penalties for Washington and Utah.
So for Washington, it's going to be, looks like Jeff Pickle is going to serve for Washington, and then
Tomacek,
Hayden Tomacek for Utah. So again, these two players got the short straws, and so they have to serve so that their teams will be shorthanded.
So 4-4 for 5 minutes here. Whistle blown.
Whistle blown, and I'm not sure what happened. Oh, somebody threw. Oh, goodness. I think somebody was messing around with a soccer ball on the side, and it got away from them.
Looks like the M1 team playing a little footy before the game, and it ends up on the ice.
Oops. Careful, boys. We're going to get a penalty for that.
You could.
No, you could.
You could.
You could for delay a game.
Yes.
And it would be our fault.
Yep. And Olszewski with the puck now. And these stick handles. And
so you are correct. It's not just a 10-minute. They're getting 15. So the 5 plus the 10, and I'm pretty sure that 10 is an automatic suspension for the next game.
Right. And typically those players, if it's let's say that instance happened in the first period, those players probably would have sat for the 15 minutes, and then they would have been disqualified. But they did get the game disqualification, both Chow and Shippy. Probably stemming from that hit from Shippy, as we were saying. Chow didn't appreciate that hit, and opportunity was there to square up with Shippy, and they both get ejected for fighting. So now it's loose with the puck. Washington still leading by 3. The final result of last night's contest was a 7-5 win. As here they come, a shoot, good save by Biller.
Nice save. Friedman got around the defender, and then it was just him and Biller had to make sure he didn't commit too soon.
And yeah, one Utah goal away from having the same result as last night's contest. But either way, Washington got that. I mean, Utah got to within 2, and it looked like they were going to claw back into it twice. And
twice.
Then Washington both times right away. Got that third goal, that 3-goal lead right back.
And I gotta say, both those quick goals back looked like Utah defense broke down.
Right,
and,
they weren't
and gave
ready.
them that opportunity. Yeah, it was like they got caught by surprise.
Yes,
and that kind of thing just can't happen. I mean, that's an avoidable mistake.
Right, absolutely, and I'm sure that's going to be talked about.
Oh, I'm sure.
Hey guys,
after the blue line practice.
Yeah.
Or the goal line practice. Sorry, not blue line to blue line, goal line to goal line.
Right, and just talk about.
And anyone who's played sports, you know how fun those are.
Yeah, I don't envy them after this game, and I don't envy them in the coming practices before they get a small holiday break.
Right.
It might be, like I said, no pucks practice.
Yeah, and we hope that you folks out there who are watching and joining us will have a good holiday, whatever holiday it is you celebrate. Now's a nice time to kind of recharge, hopefully get together with friends and family and share some good times.
Absolutely, and I'm sure a lot of the parents of these skating Utes very excited to see their sons come home for Christmas.
Right,
and
exactly. Sons and daughters coming home for the holidays a little bit.
Right. We have a lot of guys on this roster from
all over.
Yeah, Jackson, Wyoming, Bozeman, Montana, Carlsbad, California, Saratoga Springs.
Jack's from Massachusetts.
Dallas, Texas. I mean, lots of players probably going back home for at least a little bit, hopefully. I mean, obviously, practicing's good, but it's good to have a little bit of a break, go back and see family. So we wish everybody happy holidays watching, whatever holiday you celebrate. Hope it's a good one, because a lot of these, if you're an M2 viewer and you won't be watching the M1 game, we'll give you our holiday farewells until hopefully we'll see you tuning in the second semester with the home stretch of the season, as it'll be important for Utah after a tough closing weekend here against Washington.
We've got a little bit of confusion because Utah is trying to do a change and it got sent off. Oh, on second thought, what's happened is Utah has pulled their goalie. So Biller's now on the bench, and Utah is bringing in an extra skater.
Whoa, that's, I'm not sure.
Except I don't see the extra. Oh, there it is, the extra skater.
The official gives a signal that you can't change anymore, but I don't know. Since it's a 4-on-4, it'll be 5 skaters for Utah. It's a 5-on-4 currently.
And now they go ahead and make the change that they weren't allowed to do before the whistle for some reason. I don't know why he would forbid that. I thought that was only icing. So now, of course, Utah has to be very careful because Washington did get an empty netter last night. So Utah has to be very careful, right, to maintain control of the puck, maintain possession of the puck.
There's plenty of time remaining in this game, 4 minutes. So they're going to have to dominate for these next 4 minutes and keep Washington off the scoreboard.
And again, Utah has this kind of its scoring line out there. There's Umina, Milik, Endy, all high scorers.
Umina down to Endy. Oh my goodness! What a save by Roberts. Endy took his time because the net was wide open, and all Roberts was doing was flailing his arm. He couldn't do anything.
Robert was on his belly,
and he was in a helpless position. He couldn't do anything, and
he got his glove up. He somehow got his glove up. I hope we get a replay of that because he was on his belly. He got his glove up. And managed to cut off that puck on the upward ascent. Here it is. Oh, no, I was wrong. Sorry. On the upward ascent. Cut it off. Because if he hadn't been able to cut off the puck on the way up, he wouldn't have been able to get his glove up high enough to make that stop. That was amazing.
Man, but that was a great stop. But if you're Endy, man, you really, really had a great chance.
I know.
You had nothing. Here you go. Here it is. And he takes his time, 2 stick handles, and oh my goodness.
Yeah, Robert's on his belly.
One of the better saves I've seen.
Hats off to Tyler Roberts. That had to be the save of the game.
Tip your cap. That is an unbelievable save of the game, save of the season so far that I've seen. Here comes Washington. Wide open net. They miss it.
Wow. Arzumanov has a wide open net, nobody on him, and he somehow misses the net.
And, folks, that would have been huge for Utah. Getting within 2. Obviously, we've been saying that all night, getting within 2. But, I mean, we've seen 2 goals scored in the span of, 3 or less minutes. So, Endy, he's looking up at the ceiling after a play like that because he took 2 stick handles.
He did everything that he did everything properly. He didn't do anything wrong.
I think he could have shot that puck a little bit higher. But, either way, tip your cap. He took his time, and it was a good play by Endy, but it's skill versus skill there, and the goaltender Roberts from Washington just barely able to, not barely, but he just making a little bit more of a skilled play and That is a fantastic save.
And now because Utah iced the puck, Biller's going to have to come back on because the puck's going to come back down to their zone. So Utah's going to have to then wait until they carry the puck into the Washington zone before they can pull him off again. So a bit of a unfortunate situation for Utah right now. Only 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the game. Utah facing being behind by 3 goals.
And
here's a chance. Here comes Indy again.
That's a great play. I mean,
nice
Utah,
D.
they were up a man there in that situation because they pulled the goaltender, and they found the open Endy, and that's very, that's a promising sight there to find your man. That was probably a play that was drawn up, and Endy had all the time in the world, but Roberts making one of the better saves you will ever see watching a hockey game. As here comes Fene into the zone, dishes it over to Nahara. Good defense from Washington.
Nice chance by Nahara. Again, another solid save by Roberts.
As some post-whistle communication.
A little bit of a barn dance. Not a full barn dance. Boy, I think Indy's did a double shift to try and get that goal.
Yeah, I think at
he
this
was
point
out for
in the
a
game,
double shift.
At this point in the game, you need your better players out there need them to grind, play through the fatigue and try and, find something. And Andy was very close, but.
And still again, no goaltender for Utah.
Asola, pulled goalie for Utah. They have the man advantage.
Still 40 seconds left in the offsetting majors.
Moorhead stick handles the puck in his own end. Drops it off for O'Shea. O'Shea to Asola. Asola across the ice to Worth. Worth dumps it in. Nice save by Roberts.
I think that was a nice idea by Worth, but no Utah player in there following up in case there was a rebound. They were a little bit slow to get into that low slot. I think Utah might be they're kind of seeing the end of the road, and I'd like to see them push a little harder all the way to the end. I don't want to say they look like they're giving up, but boy, they look a little bit sluggish right now.
I think after he gets shut down by Roberts on that unbelievable save, you're like, you know what? Hey man, that's you guys beat us clean and
yeah. And here we've got it probably for another quick change. We got Indy, Millick, and Pittman out there. So again, Millick and Indy both doing, I think, double duties and short shifts or short breaks.
Yeah, and Utah, they're going to try and get one back, because those rankings. That's important. There's a shot. He scores! Umina, a slap shot from the high slot, and Utah gets within 2 again.
And I think this idea of moving Umina to the front was a good one.
And now you just go back and think, if Andy is able to put that home, you have a chance to tie the game.
A 1-goal game with 1 minute and 13 left to play, which is plenty of time to tie it up.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Andy missing that goal is a real shame. It would have been a hat trick for him, by the way.
Yes, and here's the replay, a slap shot that finds its way, maybe tipped, now that I'm seeing on the replay. No, it gets there cleanly. So nice shot there from Umina, and
I like Umina getting more chances to shoot, by the way.
Here's Millick, a shot, pad save.
Oh man, nice save.
Pittman rebound, it goes wide. Biller to the bench once again. We'll be skating 6-on-5 as Tomachak comes out and Pickle. There's a shot, it's deflected wide. And there's a minute to go in the game. Utah trying to find another one here. You never know. Stick handle, there's a shot, hits the side of the net. Millick, opposite corner, far side.
That was Jack Umina's second goal of the game.
Mudd to Nahara. He's in the corner, tries to fight off a man. Mudd still has it, point pass. There's a shot, it's deflected, it goes wide. Endy's going to chase after it. 2 Huskies and Sioux onto him there, and it's Nahara. Pittman spins around, he's hit hard into the boards. Washington clears it up and out of play. As
not sure, is that a
25 seconds to go.
Official lose sight of the puck while it was by the...
It hit the protective netting.
Oh, it hit the netting,
out of play.
Okay. So just 25 seconds left in the game.
And
I'm still rooting for one more goal. Come on, Utah.
And just for the moral victory to say, if Endy's goal went in, we would have tied. But that goes the full length. It will be an icing.
Which is a break for Utah because then it comes back to this end of the ice without time having elapsed on the clock.
Nahara will take the draw for Utah. And Vermoren for Washington. He wins it. Morris tries to send it all the way out. Here come the Huskies. They dump it in.
Friedman just dumping it in there.
Endy with the man on his back there. He plays it the opposite way. 8 seconds to go.
Utah's running out of time.
And Washington trying to get that empty netter, but the clock will wind all the way down. Just like you saw last night, you'll see it again tonight, a 7-5 victory.
Same score.
From the University of Washington over the University of Utah this evening here in Salt Lake City. Washington looked fantastic. Utah in the ending stages really made a push for it. But tip your cap to the Huskies. Played a very good game 2 nights in a row. And, man, you're going to see a, top 10, I think a SportsCenter top 10 moment right there. I mean, Roberts making an unbelievable save, which ends up being part of the difference in this game.
Washington has 2 very solid goalies in Costa and Roberts, and we saw that this weekend for sure.
Absolutely, and great series here, and Washington, some, flight delay logistics and late game last night, but
and I really do hope we get to see these 2 teams play again at the West District tournament that we're going to host here. I'd really like to see Washington back here and Utah in another face-to-face.
I bet you Utah wants a rematch because
I am sure they do.
Conceding a sweep on your home ice is never nice and never a good feeling. So Washington will skate away with a road sweep. Very impressive performance by those Huskies, and Utah back to the drawing board as they have a nice long holiday break. I believe we have over a month until the next home contest for these M2 Utes. But we just want to thank you for tuning in this whole first half of the season. As we said, happy holidays. Enjoy that. Thanks for tuning in this whole first half of the season. The M2 Utes will be back for the second semester to finish out that home stretch of their schedule and try to make those Western Regional Championships held here in Salt Lake City later in the season. But that's all the time we have left here on the broadcast for this game. Stay tuned for the next broadcast on the Utah Hockey Broadcast Network, as it'll be Oregon versus Utah at the M1 level here from Salt Lake City at about 7:30. We'll cut the ice, we'll have some warm-ups, and there'll be another game on this evening if you're interested in watching some more hockey from Salt Lake. But as I said, that's all the time we have left. Thanks for tuning in. Anita Suchia, myself, Patrick Van, signing off from Salt Lake City, saying so long, good night, happy holidays.